In that night, I had a very deep sleep. In the middle of the night, I got a strange sensation in my entire body, and then the stone was just there. In the morning, when I awoke, I was really surprised because never in my whole life I got a nightly visit by a stone. I had the impression that the stone is calling me. So I started a research about big stones in my area in order to find him. Big stones that moved in, because these stones, they are no locals. They moved in a very long time ago. That stones move is a bit extravagant, but humans move, animals move, even trees move. So why not also stones? I found a big stone who was dug out by locals, but this was not the one. I found a big stone who was created by humans in remembrance of stones, but this was not the one either. And then I found a stone who was transformed into a frogman. Well, of course, this was not the one who had visited me that night. I already got a bit desperate after this long research, but nevertheless I continued until I found a postcard. A very old postcard, quite blurred, with the image of another big stone. And I had the feeling that this might be the one. But his exact location was lost. A worrying question came up. A first encounter with an unknown big stone? Are there rules how to behave? I decided to bring a gift to my first encounter. I went to that area where big stones supposed to be and walked around. This is an area of suburbia. And then you have a last road and a huge field starts, quite boring. I walked around and looked. I didn't find big stone. And I walked around more and asked people. Nobody had ever heard of big stone. I continued my walking around until I finally found one person who remembered big stone. He even had played on him when he was a child, and actually was quite happy when I asked about big stone. He described me his exact location. Without this person's help, I would have never found him. There he was. Or was it better to say, there he rested, embedded in sand and soil, encircled by grass. I really had a pounding heart when I have seen him the first time. A strange power was coming from Big Stone. I walked closer and had to wait. I was too excited. And walked closer and hesitated again and walked the last steps and saluted Big Stone. After my encounter with Big Stone, I was in a really cheerful mood. We had such a splendid conversation. In the beginning, the old stone was a bit uptight. But then it seemed that I had hit the right vein, and he awoke from his exclusivity. He talked about his past. And by doing so, he wobbled strangely and made me quite dizzy. Big Stone told me about the force. A force so powerful that nobody and nothing can withstand it. When this force is in motion, it pulls everything with it. Big Stone himself was ripped away from his family and taken. So powerful it was. He told me before his journey with the force, he was much bigger. But the force easily grinded him, and there was nothing that he could do. Thinking of that force, I shivered. Does it still exist? And if so, where is it hidden? Is it lurking somewhere? On my way home, I arrived at a road and I had to pay attention to the traffic. My thought of the force faded. When I arrived at the train station, I had to buy a ticket, and my thought of the force faded even more. And by the time I arrived home, near to nothing was left.